I will do what I must. the power of the dark side.
Target on the move. Prepare to engage.
May the Force be with you.
I will do what I must.
A darkness plagues this world, unseen by mortal eyes. People prayed to the Immortal One to safeguard the sanctity of peace.
The ceremony's starting! It's Suyo! It's Suyo!
Halo. Halo. Kung boleh
I
kumita.
bear this mask,
Nah, ito po.
for this duty is mine alone.
Hindi na ito. Halo. Halo. Halo.
What is this? Is the ceremony over?
Mommy, I'm scared.
What is that?
Let's get out of here!
Let's get out of here! Let's get out of here!
In their hearts, fear festers into darkness. But deep within, there is hope to crush that fear.
Halo.
Through this mask, I see no fear.
Hello everyone! The dev team has been hard at work on a number of big optimizations for the next version. So, let's take a look at the fruits of their labor. Have you ever missed a skill because the indicator did not show the entire skill effect? Fret not, because we're adding additional visual indicators for certain hero skills, so everyone can see exactly where the skill effects will land. We've also optimized the visual indicators for some skills, making them more defined and easier to notice. Now go and nail that perfect wombo combo! We know a lot of players have been waiting for improvements to how marksmen felt to play, and to that end, we've completely optimized the attack recovery animations for marksman heroes, making their basic attacks more fluid and improving kiting overall. Another detail that sometimes gets overlooked is the responsiveness of movement. In this version, we've overhauled the underlying logic for the hero movement to make it more responsive. This change should make stop-and-go actions like stutter stepping much smoother in the future. Lastly, let's talk about login issues. We know the login experience hasn't been great for players on less powerful devices, and we're here with the solution. We've rebuilt the login process and optimized the code to make login faster, and reduce the amount of data being loaded and how it was loaded to reduce login issues. We hope everyone will appreciate the optimizations in the new version, and we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Slain an enemy.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Target on the move. Prepare to engage.
May the Force be with you.
I will do what I must.
A darkness plagues this world, unseen by mortal eyes. People prayed to the Immortal One to safeguard the sanctity of peace.
The ceremony's starting! It's Suyo! It's Suyo!
I bear this mask, for this duty is mine alone.
What is that? Is the ceremony over?
Mommy, I'm scared.
What is that?
Let's get out of here!
Let's get out of here! Let's get out of here!
In their hearts, fear festers into darkness. But deep within, there is hope to crush that fear. this mask, I see no fear. Few between.
Hello, everyone! The dev team has been hard at work on a number of big optimizations for the next version. So, let's take a look at the fruits of their labor. Have you ever missed a skill because the indicator did not show the entire skill effect? Fret not, because we're adding additional visual indicators for certain hero skills, so everyone can see exactly where the skill effects will land. We've also optimized the visual indicators for some skills, making them more defined and easier to notice. Now go and nail that perfect wombo combo! We know a lot of players have been waiting for improvements to how marksmen felt to play, and to that end, we've completely optimized the attack recovery animations for marksman heroes, making their basic attacks more fluid and improving kiting overall. Another detail that sometimes gets overlooked is the responsiveness of movement. In this version, we've overhauled the underlying logic for the hero movement to make it more responsive. This change should make stop-and-go actions like stutter stepping much smoother in the future. Lastly, let's talk about login issues. We know the login experience hasn't been great for players on less powerful devices, and we're here with the solution. We've rebuilt the login process and optimized the code to make login faster, and reduce the amount of data being loaded and how it was loaded to reduce login issues. We hope everyone will appreciate the optimizations in the new version, and we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Slain an enemy.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Target on the move. Prepare to engage.
May the Force be with you.
I will do what I must.
A darkness plagues this world, unseen by mortal eyes. People prayed to the Immortal One to safeguard the sanctity of peace.
The ceremony's starting! It's Suyo! It's Suyo!
I bear this mask, for this duty is mine alone. festers into darkness. But deep within, there is hope to crush that fear. Through this mask, I see no fear.
Hello everyone! The dev team has been hard at work on a number of big optimizations for the next version. So, let's take a look at the fruits of their labor. Have you ever missed a skill because the indicator did not show the entire skill effect? Fret not, because we're adding additional visual indicators for certain hero skills, so everyone can see exactly where the skill effects will land. We've also optimized the visual indicators for some skills, making them more defined and easier to notice. Now go and nail that perfect wombo combo! We know a lot of players have been waiting for improvements to how marksmen felt to play, and to that end, we've completely optimized the attack recovery animations for marksman heroes, making their basic attacks more fluid and improving kiting overall. Another detail that sometimes gets overlooked is the responsiveness of movement. In this version, we've overhauled the underlying logic for the hero movement to make it more responsive. This change should make stop-and-go actions like stutter stepping much smoother in the future. Lastly, let's talk about login issues. We know the login experience hasn't been great for players on less powerful devices, and we're here with the solution. We've rebuilt the login process and optimized the code to make login faster, and reduce the amount of data being loaded and how it was loaded to reduce login issues. We hope everyone will appreciate the optimizations in the new version, and we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Slain an enemy.
Have a seat. Sip some tea.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Target on the move. Prepare to engage.
May the Force be with you.
I will do what I must.
A darkness plagues this world, unseen by mortal eyes. People prayed to the Immortal One to safeguard the sanctity of peace.
The ceremony's starting! It's Suyo! It's Suyo!
I bear this mask, for this duty is mine alone.
What is this? Is the ceremony over?
Mommy, I'm scared.
What is that?
Let's get out of here!
Let's get out of here! Let's get out of here!
In their hearts, fear festers into darkness. But deep within, there is hope to crush that fear. Through this mask, I see no fear.
Hello, everyone! The dev team has been hard at work on a number of big optimizations for the next version. So, let's take a look at the fruits of their labor. Have you ever missed a skill because the indicator did not show the entire skill effect? Fret not, because we're adding additional visual indicators for certain hero skills, so everyone can see exactly where the skill effects will land. We've also optimized the visual indicators for some skills, making them more defined and easier to notice. Now go and nail that perfect wombo combo! We know a lot of players have been waiting for improvements to how marksmen felt to play, and to that end, we've completely optimized the attack recovery animations for marksman heroes, making their basic attacks more fluid and improving kiting overall. Another detail that sometimes gets overlooked is the responsiveness of movement. In this version, we've overhauled the underlying logic for the hero movement to make it more responsive. This change should make stop-and-go actions like stutter stepping much smoother in the future. Lastly, let's talk about login issues. We know the login experience hasn't been great for players on less powerful devices, and we're here with a solution. We've rebuilt the login process and optimized the code to make login faster, and reduce the amount of data being loaded and how it was loaded to reduce login issues. We hope everyone will appreciate the optimizations in the new version, and we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
we live?
the power
Yeah, I
of
think
the
we're live. So, here comes an awkward opener. Welcome, guys, back to the Prime Championship India. This is Team ABM versus not IGN for tonight. And yeah, the first round is already finished. Team ABM did manage to pull one. And I think so. Team IGN now are in the backfoot.
hunt
This is a best of five,
begins.
and for tonight, it is me, your co-caster, your caster, Gig Hazard, and with me is Z.
Hey, Gig. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. We are having still some issues with the electricity, but I think so. We are back online.
Okay. What do you think about these bands? I mean, the Xborg first band is a very interesting band to me. I understand the Ruby, but the Xborg is very interesting.
I think so. It is more of a ban because I think so. One of the players is extremely
my
good in it.
mission is to
I
protect
suspect
lives.
that is how things are going to go through, or it could be that they have a master plan that they need the export out for something. But it seems like they do ban out the high loss as well. So let's see what
I
they're
am
going
not the
for.
Yeah.
only
Maybe
one
It could be a
suffering
Godot
someone.
these
Kata.
chains.
Yeah, it could be. But as far
So,
as I
so
know,
far, just fighters being banned, just EXP laners. That's interesting. I don't think we've seen this trend in this tournament so far. At least one, at least like two or three junglers are always banned at this point, right?
yeah, at least either a jungler or a mage, but we haven't seen both in this one.
So it's a lot of respect towards the EXP lane.
Yeah, seems like Kimi did go for the Angela in the previous match. So I don't know if he's going to go for the Gotot this time. Since they did ban out the X-Pork. What do you think?
I think if they do pick the Gatot, it could be a EXP Gatot.
10 years.
So the Turisla ban. So that's pre EXP ban from IGN. Not IGN, actually. Sorry. So I think they could be gearing to actually pick a Khalid. I mean, if you pick the Gatot Kacha, the Khalid is open, and vice versa, right? So I don't think like banning the EXP is very effective in this meta. However, I mean, they're
Still
the pro
waters
players,
run
right?
deep.
We got to see what they're cooking.
Ooh. And the link does get banned out. We
Yep.
do have the final
the
ban.
chip.
I literally invented one.
Ooh. Kimi
The
switching
chip
up.
sneakily kind of just passed through the banning phase.
Sand rises when I give the word.
Miro does get the
That
Khalid
Khalid.
this time.
And could it be a Roger again? I mean, Jay did get a Savage on the Roger. He had a great performance. It could also be an Aurora. It's still up for grabs.
Magic
Oh,
is
it's a
my
Harith.
life.
A very solid pick for Radium.
Yeah. These do still have the Hayabusa open as well, but with the Kimi, I think so they could go for an alpha as well.
Lightning, the hunter of all the evil
I mean,
gods.
you would like more tankier hypers with the mobility that they have. But let's see what they go for. The
Agreed,
anti-locking
agreed.
in the Edith.
Yep. And I guess they need to kind of pick a jungler at this point. Otherwise, there is a risk of the jungler being banned in the second phase by ABM.
Yeah. They need to be very careful with this final ban. Kind of banning out a lot of fighters just to pick the Edith is something interesting. Maybe it is to counter, to have a mage pick in a certain way. I have no clue.
Yep. I think it's just the zone control that it brings, right? And yep, ABM J does pick the alpha, and we could possibly see this Alice going into the jungle. So because of that flex, I think both teams have kind of drafted a very strong first three phases. Let's see what they do in the second phase. I think so. Both sides don't really have a mage.
Yeah, I think so. Aaron could go for the jungle as well because with the alpha pick, the early game damage does go down slightly compared to the
Hope will
other
find
hypers.
a
Don't you think
way,
so?
even
Exactly.
when all is
As compared
forlorn.
to in Assassins, right? You,
Yeah.
Always on
however,
the
the
way.
Alpha can be much more confident when invading, unfortunately, especially with a Khalid in the team. So maybe it's not ideal for the Alice to actually go into the jungle. It should, but they have that choice actually. So both teams have yet to pick, I think, the gold lane and so the jungle in the case of not IGN and the mid lane and the EXP or the roam. So it's a very flex draft from ABM so
As
far.
fleeting as a
Yeah,
And
snowflake
there's the
while
away,
Vexana and
as
Aurora
timeless
band
as a
coming through
glacier's
from
heart.
ABM.
yeah, while we wait for the final bans, yeah, they have bamboozled us. We do need to collect ourselves and think what they are going to pick before
What
we get back into the
what do you
drafts. I think
think?
so.
What do you
Ooh.
think about the Valentina for ABM? Since they have the next pick, right? I mean, if you just take the Valentina, essentially, I mean, there are a few mages left. The Zuxin is left open. However, the Valentina and the Carmilla for ABM actually looks pretty good for the last two picks.
And hope are the two greatest
Okay,
inventions.
the Angela band coming in from the side of Imagine. It could work out, but it will depend. Oh my god.
Okay, so we see the Valentina, and I think it could be a Carmilla, possibly. Like, so at this point, there, but not IGN actually need a physical jungler because they need a mid laner and a jungler, I think. So they either need a physical marksman or a physical jungler.
Yeah, I think so. But where does Aaron fit in this plan?
The gold lane, I would assume.
So the marksman does seem to be a problem. They can't pick the marksman in that.
Yeah, against that Harith because you're just gonna get bullied, right?
Yeah. Oh, what do they go for? Oh my god, we did forget about this Zask pick actually. I think it
Yeah,
does work pretty well, doesn't it? But
exactly.
Abhi is present with the Valentina, so things could actually be turned around.
Yep. The Valentina has a lot of good ultimates to actually choose from the not IGN side. So the teleport by Chip, the Edith ultimate, the Alice ultimate, as well as the Zask ultimate are all really, really good ultimates for the oh, it's a Minsitha. Okay, okay. So a very similar idea to the Carmilla, but
Yeah.
a different hero, I guess, to lock down the Hayabusa in particular.
Yeah, I think so. It works in their favor, even with the Alice present. I think so. It works as well for the Ibusa. So I think so. All around, that is a very good last pick coming in from the side of Team ABM.
Exactly. This is
A very
this is a
high level
great
draft.
yep, this is a great draft from both sides, and I can't pick who has the better draft. I mean, if I had to choose, I'd say not IGN, simply because they have the chip.
Yeah.
But I mean, ABM have absolutely drafted a very, very strong draft as well.
Yeah, I think so. ABM could come out victorious in this one just because of the Harith, they have a very similar pick, but I think so. If Harith does get a bit of space in the early games, in the early game, I think so. They are gonna snowball this.
Yeah. Okay, so very standard starts for both sides. Mirio actually looking to poke anti, and Kimmy getting poked in the mid lane as well by Apex.
Seems like Oferi, yeah, standard start, just a bit of poking here and there. So, guys,
Yep.
if you are new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. You can find us on other platforms as well, on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and of course, the Discord channel as well. We are very close to 2K subscribers to help us reach that goal. Look at that, a fight already brewing up in the top lane.
Yeah, and Anti is actually choked low, and so is Kimmy actually. So this is the strength of the Khalid in action, right? So he poked two members of the not IGN team, and then he just pops that quick sand guard and just heals up.
Yeah, that is irritating to watch. Especially when you are playing against that hero. I think so everyone has felt that frustration against that hero.
Yep. And we have an action in the bottom lane. Jay going in, trying to get respect. However, he should be able to escape with the jukes from the quad shadows.
That is one elusive hero does get out of very tight situations, but I think so you do need to be able to play those mental games, that calculation going in. I'm gonna go here and this and that. It does take a bit of skill, I think so.
Yeah.
That these players do seem to have.
Absolutely, I agree. And Jay on this alpha pick. Oh, he pops the. Oh, and Kimmy can kind of escape. Pops the flicker. And is going to just walk out of it. The Spear of Alpha was committed, but it does have a relatively short cooldown, so he should have it back. Yep, he has it back by now.
Yeah, bit of a tussle already in the turtle,
Yep.
and we could see a fight. Look at that, Apex
Oh,
going very
Apex.
deep, not catching anyone
And
with that
Vivid
ultimate.
actually just
Oh.
escape. And Vivid should be. Oh. And the teleport bringing the rest of the team in. And that is a definitive win for not IGN, based on that amazing play by Kimmy on the chip.
Yeah, misstep coming in from Apex, costing them the first turtle as well as a first blood and the second to follow. Look at that. So much aggression coming from Team IGN now, the confidence building up for them.
Yep. I think like the factor to consider there was Mirio actually popped the Raging Sandstorm a little bit before the fight and didn't manage to kill Kimmy, right? And it does have a fairly long cooldown, so he didn't have it for that turtle fight. And while Apex also like Flicker and King's Calling for Vivitch, okay, we have a fight going on. And oh, Apex managed to pull in, but didn't manage to land the King's Calling, but they get the kill on Anti regardless. Respect poking a little bit.
This is so. I mean, this is making me nervous, man. This is such a close match. So, I mean, everything has to be precise in this match. Both teams playing it at the edge of the razor. One mistake and things can go south for both the teams.
Yep. And just looking at the items real quick, I mean, Radium has not been a part of any of the fights so far because it's much easier for Alice to be a part of the fight or for Aaron to be a part of the fight because of the teleport that the chip has. However, Radium seems to be pretty much on track and he is going to be getting that first item, the Scarlium Scythe, pretty soon.
Ooh, look at that. Oh my god, they could use that to get someone apart.
Okay, the Dominator's Descent is popped, but Apex is actually going on to the Zast. However, he doesn't manage to actually kill the Zast. There's two Dominator's Descent just on top of each other. Ooh, Radium is in a tight spot, and Aaron actually flickers and gets that kill.
Yeah.
So
Kimmy in a tight spot.
Kimmy is in a bit of a tight spot.
Going in very aggressive. Kimmy does go down eventually, but I think so. All in all, it is a victory for no IGN, isn't it? 5-3 the score already.
Exactly. I mean, a roamer for a gold lane, I would take that trade any day of the week. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, me too. I thought Kimmy would get the farm, would actually help Team ABM secure a victory, but now he does fall and he is switching lanes now. Look at that.
Yeah. because the turret went down in the gold lane, and the next turtle is popped by an Ogi auto kill and Type popping the Primal Wrath. And there's the Dominator's Descent coming in from the Valentina. However, Mirio is in a tight spot, and Mirio goes down as well. He is going to be safe, relatively speaking. Ooh, however, Anti managed to actually get that flip.
Yeah, the burn's
But
still
Abi
there.
will-
Abi Brown needs to be careful. Look at that burn almost taking Abi down. It
Yep.
is still Team IGN in the driver's seat, I believe, taking the victories as well as the turrets down. 2 turrets already down in this closely contested match. I think so that is going to make a huge difference, especially the mid lane turret going down.
Yep. And they do have a very strong late game. Not IGN, because the Zask, his damage doesn't go down with the game. And there's the Alice, who has a very, very, very strong late game. And there's also Respect on the Hayabusa, who can actually split push and just get that macro advantage throughout the game.
Yeah, I think so. There is going to be a tussle in the bottom lane. Look at that rotation coming in. Respect could be caught. Needs to be careful. Apex does have his ultimate now. And yeah, how are they going to defend this bottom lane turret? It seems like no aggression. But it is
Yeah.
actually
And the
keeping
teleport
going
is
very deep.
popped. Apex is in a tight spot, and he goes down before he can actually pull out the King's Calling. Meanwhile, Valentina with the King's Calling of her own.
Look at
And
that.
Radiant goes down. So that's a 1 for 4 for not IGN at this point. Only Jay surviving. He is in a very interesting spot, but I don't think he will be engaging on anyone. Oh,
Look at that turnaround. Actually, Anti doing a lot more damage than G can sustain. Needs to be careful. Anti now figuring out what a stun again, which could end
And
this. Oh!
Jay just gets slowly poked to his death by that nightmaric spawn by Vivitch.
That was brutal. That was pretty, I'd say, demotivating.
Oh, a solo kill by Respect on
Yeah.
Radiant.
Respect is farmed up a lot, I'd say. Now with Skypiercer does have 10 stacks as well. Look at them pushing with confidence into the tier 2 tower as well.
Yep.
This is not going on for this. It's not going well for the side of Team ABM, who are the fan favorites apparently. But yeah, Team IGN giving them the run for the money currently.
Exactly. This is going exactly the opposite of the last game. The last game was very well contested from both sides until the end. But this game, not IGN seems to be kind of running away with it. And it would be very interesting to see if and how ABM actually turned this around. However, at this point, I would like to bring attention to the Mincethar pick by Apex. Because right now, what's happening is the King's Calling gets popped, and Vivitch simply just does his Dominator's Descent, right? He simply just pops his ult, and he's managing to just kill, and he's just managing to assert dominance in that area of effect that ABM wants to fight in.
Yeah, T-posing right into the King's Calling. That is, asserting dominance in a very Gen Z fashion. Look at that. It might be
but
actually, oh my god,
if
the
it
ice
actually
cube
gets
teleport
popped-
as well. It could be a kill on Obi, but it is Jay who goes down first. And it seems like Miro might go down as well. Barely managed to survive, but the ultimate used Apex going down as well as Colette. Radium there now in the middle of 5 people going down eventually.
And that's
And
a
it is the
wipeout.
team, like, oh.
Yep, that's a wipeout for IGN, and they might be looking to end this.
Yeah, they
No,
could
they're
end-
actually starting the Lord and just trying to get as many structures as they can.
They could reach the inhibitor if... Yeah, no, but I think so the shield is still there.
Yeah,
Is
they
going to
could
pop.
actually pop the shield before the Lord comes up, so that's a great advantage to have, actually.
Yeah, Yeah, man, that is a lot. I do not see Team AB making a comeback this easily until and unless they have they hit a lottery, with the Apex Ultimate as well.
Yep,
What they do need to do is they need to get that Zask out of the equation, or things are not going to go their way. Harriet's
exactly.
still not online.
Yeah, he still doesn't have his Holy Crystal. Meanwhile, Aaron actually has the Holy Crystal completed. So you can be sure that Aaron is just gonna be doing a buttload of damage in these team fights.
Yeah, the Lord does go down pretty easy for this instance. At least a single turret.
Yeah, that's a very solid defense coming in from ABM. Looks like the turret is going down. The final outer turret. However, the shields are still up for both the bottom side and the top inhibitor. The mid lane shield actually did pop, and looks like the bottom lane popped as well. However, it's going to pop automatically at 13 minutes, right? So I don't think ABM minded too much.
Yeah, the thing is, now what Team No IGN need to do is they need to freeze the lanes, because that is how they're winning team fights. Getting the early damage down, being the one to initiate, being the one in control, picking the fights. With that Kimi on that tank, with the teleport coming in, it has been an equation that has been on their side. But now, when it comes to pushing into the turrets, it is a different story. So yeah, freezing lanes is the way to go for them. The Lord is spawning in 60 seconds.
Yes, yes, I agree, actually. Because, so,
Ooh.
interestingly, like, what ABM have drafted for them is like a team that actually excels in a specific zone, right? With Apex on the Minsitha and the King's Calling, Harith with the Jaman Force, right? Radium, as well as like the Valentina's mid range, da- like range, Alpha's damage, and just mid range damage, as well as the Khalid with the Raging Sandstorm. Like they excel in a certain area. However, Vivitch on this Zask is actually just ruining this area that they want to fight in because he just pops his Dominator's Descent in the middle of that area, and no one's getting unscathed. The Harith is gonna get a lot of damage despite being on the Zaman Force. The Apex is gonna take a lot of damage despite being on that King's Calling. And, you know, I think Vivitch and this pick was actually massive for these teams, for not IGN, in getting this advantage that they have right now with a 11,000 gold lead at the 14-minute mark.
Oh, the Lord is now going to cause havoc, I believe. What do you think? Are they going to end this? Could this be the end?
Um, it can be, but at the same time, Chip does not do well into seizes, right? So the advantage that the Chip brings is mostly early game, but in the late game, it's fairly difficult for the Chip to actually be able to bring your team to an advantage, especially when you're winning. Because what's he gonna do? Pop a teleport when all five of his team are right there? It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that does.
And
That
yep,
does.
we can see Kimmy actually just getting shredded. Oh, respect goes in, but he gets
Oh,
popped. Oh, but wow,
oh,
Aaron
look at
actually
that.
goes in, and unfortunately, Aaron does fall down.
Oh, it could be Mirul
So
going
it's a
down next.
2v2 action, and oh no. However, not IGN do
GG.
manage to win that final 2v2 in the base. And with that,
Oh, that
we
was
are at
unfortunate.
1-for-1 for the series.
Damn, that was
Victory!
nerve-wracking, wasn't it?
Absolutely. That was a great game. And for the MVP of this series, we have of this match, we have Vivitch on the Zask with a 901 KDA.
Oh, that is a flex. Yeah, that is a dominating performance, isn't it?
83%. Oh, 83% kill participation, which is crazy. Meanwhile, actually, interestingly, Mirio had a 100% team participation, despite being the EXP lane.
Yeah, I think so. He did try a lot, but sadly,
Yeah,
I think so. The pivot was Radium, and the Apex strat, the Minstar strat didn't work for them as well. So yeah,
exactly.
sad for them. I did expect Radium to come online faster and turn things around, but it wasn't meant to be, it seems.
Yep. I think if if they had a more reliable way to actually destroy that Dominator's descent by the Zask during the team fights, it could have worked. This is not, this is a. It's understandable what ABM were trying to do this game. However, unfortunately, it did not quite work out because Vivitch on the Zask was absolutely massive.
Oh, that was fun to watch. Very nerve wracking for me. I personally was on the edge of my seat, or to be more specific, on the edge of my bed watching the stream live. And yeah, I think so. That is 1-1, and seems like we are going to have a long night ahead of us. Both teams not willing to give it up at all. And guys, if you
Exactly.
are new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. We are very close to that 2K subscriber goal. If you do want to be notified of upcoming tournaments and events as well, you can find us on other platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and yeah, we have a Discord channel as well for you guys to join and enjoy playing MLBB with us. So, Z, have you had a dinner yet?
Yes.
Slain an enemy.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Target on the move. Prepare to engage.
May the Force be with you.
I will do what I must.
A darkness plagues this world, unseen by mortal eyes. People prayed to the Immortal One to safeguard the sanctity of peace.
The ceremony's starting! It's Suyo! It's Suyo!
I bear this mask, for this duty is mine alone. In their hearts, fear festers into darkness. But deep within, there is hope to crush that fear. Through this mask, I see no fear.
Hello, everyone! The dev team has been hard at work on a number of big optimizations for the next version. So, let's take a look at the fruits of their labor. Have you ever missed a skill because the indicator did not show the entire skill effect? Fret not, because we're adding additional visual indicators for certain hero skills, so everyone can see exactly where the skill effects will land. We've also optimized the visual indicators for some skills, making them more defined and easier to notice. Now go and nail that perfect wombo combo! We know a lot of players have been waiting for improvements to how marksmen felt to play, and to that end, we've completely optimized the attack recovery animations for marksman heroes, making their basic attacks more fluid and improving kiting overall. Another detail that sometimes gets overlooked is the responsiveness of movement. In this version, we've overhauled the underlying logic for the hero movement to make it more responsive. This change should make stop-and-go actions like stutter stepping much smoother in the future. Lastly, let's talk about login issues. We know the login experience hasn't been great for players on less powerful devices, and we're here with the solution. We've rebuilt the login process and optimized the code to make login faster, and reduce the amount of data being loaded and how it was loaded to reduce login issues. We hope everyone will appreciate the optimizations in the new version, and we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Slain an enemy.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Target on the move. Prepare to engage.
May the Force be with you.
I will do what I must.
Oh, I'm also in game. Yeah. Yeah, we are back. That was another moment
Begin.
between us. a bit awkward. But anyway, we are back, guys. Prime Championship India. This is Group A. This is the third round in the special fight between Team ABM and not IGN. Both teams taking one victory. And I think so. This is going to be interesting as well. The previous match was on edge, wasn't it, Z?
Yes, and this time, ABM actually actually choose to ban that Edith out, whereas not IGN seems to be just sticking with their original banning patterns, the Xbox, the Phobius.
My mission.
And the Hylos gets banned by ABM.
Who said there are no shortcuts in life? I literally invented
Oh, and
one.
not IGN actually take out that chip. They know how strong it is because they played it last game, and this game they actually take it out. So Jay picks the Khalid. Once again, so I'm assuming it's ABM going with the Khalid once again, whereas not IGN actually sticking with the pick that worked for the last game. So there's the Alice, and it will be interesting to see if they actually pick the Angela for not IGN.
Muscle of iron, bones of steel.
Oh, and there's the Katot Kacha by Anti in the EXP lane. So I think we do have a swap of players. So ABM seems to have Ryu, who's a new player in their team as compared to the last game, if I'm not mistaken.
Fame, a flashy accompaniment.
Okay, so Ryu actually picks the Ling. And let's see what Radium... Oh, Radium is sticking with the Harith, same as last game. So I think Radium is going to hope for a much better time this game, and he probably will get it because without the chip and without that, potentially the Zask. So let's see if ABM actually ban out that Zask this time around. However, that is going to leave the Vexana and the Aurora open. Both heroes that... Oh, and this time Vivich actually picks the Zask up in the first phase. Does not want to get it banned, not IGN, which is a great call by these teams. So we're headed towards the second phase bans, and the Vexana is banned by IGN, not IGN. I would assume that their next ban is going to be the Aurora, just to focus on that mages. Meanwhile, ABM actually banned out the Angela. So IGN, not IGN, with the last ban. Let's IGN, not IGN. Let's see. Yeah, and it is the Aurora once again. So most likely we're gonna see a Valentina pick from ABM this time around.
Ooh. It seems like I was muted throughout, and I was talking to myself. Anyway, guys, I'm back.
Yeah,
Does happen sometimes.
you don't want that. You don't want that.
Anyway,
But
guys,
yeah, what do
if
you think about the draft so far, Jake?
Yeah, I have been talking to myself and asking you questions without any reply, which is pretty strange. Anyway, as I was saying, that was the Gotot pick is interesting to me, and yeah, the Zask pick is, I think so, what Team ABM need to be more vigilant about. Did give them a lot of issues, so
But
let's see what they have for
unfortunately,
that.
there is no like mage left in the pool that can actually handle this Zask, I feel like. So, okay, respect going back to the Hayabusa, same as last game. So I think other than anti on this Godot Kacha, and Apex actually sticking with the Mincefa this game. Once again, that's very interesting. It did not work last game, unfortunately, but
I think so. It could work out. They have the Hayabusa again, and they were able to catch Hayabusa in the last team fight.
Yep.
But it did not work out because of Zask. But if they can get Zask first, maybe it can work out again. You know, it is like a lot of maybes here in this situation. But
yeah.
let's see how
But
things go.
I'm afraid that ABM's draft is trying to do kind of the same thing that it tried last game. So fight in a zone, right? However, not IGN still has that Alice, still has that Zask, still has the, and now they also have the Gatut Kacha and the Kufra, who excel actually in going into that zone and just wreaking havoc. So it will be interesting to see how ABM adjust from the last game. I mean, they've drafted a very similar draft, but they should have a plan for going this kind of draft, right?
Yeah. And yeah, guys, we are going to get into this match. If you are new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. 32 views already, and yeah, that is a lot of views, I'd say. Actually, with 3 streams on, that is a lot of viewership for us. And thank you guys for tuning in into our streams and keeping us afloat as an organization. This is what we actually love to watch. You guys enjoying, and if you do support a team, do let us know in the chat. We are reading the chat. It's not like we're not reading it at all. We can see some banter going on as well. But yeah, with that, let's get back into the game.
Yep, and I think it's just going to be a standard rotation from both sides. Radium actually helping Ryu with the buff.
Oh, look at that. Aggression coming in. Anti, but does have a lot of sustain. Jay going away this time.
The Revitalize was popped, and
that could be scary. Look at the Anti already low on health, but so is Jay. Yeah. But Jay does have that skill in level 2, which does help him come back into the game.
He's just waiting for that level 2, I assume. Oh, and we have a pause from the teams.
Yeah, and while we pause, I'd like to...
I think we're resuming immediately.
Yeah, anyway. The score is 1-1, guys, currently. Both teams have 1 victory under the belt. And yeah, this is a best of 5, not a final round. So it could be interesting.
And... okay, so Jay is playing safe, knowing that Kimmy on the Kufra is actually there. For Respect and Apex actually having a engagement. And Respect goes in with the Ogi Shadow Kill, forces the flicker from Apex, but Apex does escape.
What do you think about the late game? I think so. This has been a more passive game coming from both sides. When thinking about the previous 2 matches, are they vying in for the late game with that Kimmy?
Yes, I think like late game, the edge has to be for not IGN because they have the Alice, they have the Zask, and I think we're going on to a break this time.
Anyway. Yeah, guys, I think so. You guys are interested about the scores. You guys have been asking. It is 1-1. This is ABM versus not IGN. Both teams have 1 win under their belt.
Is it like something happened? I think we're back. But I think one of the teams wanted to pause, right? So the players are not moving, so I think going back to a pause?
Yeah, we'll wait for confirmation.
Okay, so Vivich actually went to the bottom lane to get that level 4. Unfortunately, Jay and Abhi were able to stop him, but he does eventually get that level 4 nonetheless.
And it could be Apex going down. Yeah, Apex does go down. Anti getting the kill. It could be Kimmy who's going down. Yes, does go down to Jay, but there is still a fight going on, and it could be Anti going down. What the dominant descent from both the sides actually doing enough damage to deter each other away, but it is
But that's
Team
a one
IGN
for
in that
one.
tournament.
That's a 1-for-1, but not IGN actually have the advantage in the turtle. And yes, they managed to get the turtle. And we do have a pause once again.
Yeah, it seems like one of the teams wanted to pause, but someone pressed continue. Yeah, it does happen sometimes. Sad.
Okay,
Anyway,
okay. So,
we will get back with news on why there is a pause in
yeah.
an instant.
So what do you think
Until
about the game so far, Gig? Like between these
we
two
will get
teams?
back with news on why there. Ooh, I feel it has been working out pretty well for IGN, especially because of that Sasuke, still doing a lot of damage, and it seems like they still don't have a reply for that. I
Exactly.
still think Radium does need to come online, or things can again be a repeat of game number two.
Yep, I agree. I agree. I think the Zask is unfortunately a very big problem on the side of ABM. Like they're not being able to actually handle that Zask. And even right then, we saw Apex actually pull up in that turtle fight, like right before the turtle. We saw Apex actually pull up the King's Calling. However, um, Anti with the Gatot Kacha ult, as well as Kufra with the Tyrant's Revenge, were actually able to just stop the rest of ABM from fighting in that King's Calling zone because they just got CC'd, they just got dove, and they couldn't do much. And then there was Vivitch on the Zask with the Dominator's Descent just dealing the damage.
Yeah, a lot going well for Team IGN and a lot not going well for the side of Team ABM. It is Team ABM, I think so, who were one of the favorites to win this tournament. Also, Team, not IGN, also the stronger team, but I think so. We were
I think we're
favoring Team
going back,
ABM.
and yes, I think we're back. So we see Anti just resetting. Jay is down in the bottom lane, and the gold lane is, well, they're just having their 1v1. And it does look like Radium has built up a slight gold lead for himself in the gold lane. But I
Yeah,
guess that is to be expected.
he does need to come on in faster, or things could go south, as I am saying it
Exactly.
again and again. Aaron also is doing pretty well against Akimi, I believe. There haven't been any ganks coming in from the side of Team IGN, and I think so they
But
will regret it.
yeah, they do see. Not IGN seems to be like positioning towards the gold
Oh,
lane. Ooh, but they miss. And there's Apex with a pull on Kimmy. Unfortunately, they're not engaging. I think it's just a poke from the two sides. And yeah, this is a calm game. So 1-1, 4 minutes into the game. And we're just gearing up towards the next turtle, which is in 45 seconds.
ooh, the top honor in the server is Kimi, but by around 200 goals, I wouldn't say is dominating or any kind of is having a great game. Still
Radiant.
hasn't died, yeah. Still hasn't died, so I think so. That is a silver lining in this. I think so. They
Yep.
do need to get
However,
their items up and get some stacks on their final items as well.
yeah, Kimi seems to be positioning for that kill on Radium. And okay. However, he does need to go down for the turtle. And it looks like he's making his way. Meanwhile, Not IGN have started the turtle. Anti on this Gatot Kacha. He does have Avatar of the Guardian. So. Oh, and he does that.
That
That
was
is
beautiful to
an,
watch.
Yep, that is an. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting, actually. So Anti can escape from King's Calling with Avatar of the Guardian.
Look at that. And I need to be careful. Mine go down. Oh my god, that was close. The pull coming from Apex. Just barely missing. Respect now needs to be careful. Apex there to get a pull on him. Look at that in the top lane. It might be
Radiant
Aaron who's
is,
going down. Is there enough sustenance going in? Does use
yeah.
the flicker as well to get out of that situation.
I think it came down to Radium not having enough mana, actually, somehow.
It does not have his items yet, so yeah, I think so that did come into play. And yeah, having that Alice does give them the surety of a lot of damage that she can soak up.
Yep. Especially that late game. She deals a lot of damage as well. And it's just going to be a very, very difficult hero to deal with in the late game.
The score is 2-2 currently. Both teams actually pretty calm. Uh, the first and the second round were very, very action packed. This one seems to be slightly more technical. If I would say something about this game currently.
Agree. This is game 3 of ABM versus not IGN, the Prime Fusion semifinals. And these two teams are just putting up a clinic in this game after a couple of um barely slugfest of games. I think they've managed to actually suss out each other, and this game they're going for a little bit more of a calculated plays because
The
these are teams that are actually capable of something like that, right?
Yeah, most of the fights we have seen are the turtle fights. But this time, Respect does have the Sky Piercer, so I think so he's going to go in for the kills. And things could start heating up now. Look at that. Apex looking for Respect. But it seems like they might actually lose a turret in the process.
Oh yeah, Radium actually managed to just sneak that turret up top while the turtle fight is going on. Kimmy goes in, gets the Tyrant's Revenge, and and Link gets the turtle. Oh, the Link does fall to Respect. So it's a 2-for-1 so far, and it's a 3-for-1 actually. So Radium seems to be online much quicker this game.
Oh, which
And
about to
there's
go down as well.
Jay managed to kill Vivage. So this was the fight that they have been looking for since last game.
Yeah, I think so. Team No IGN should have played it aggressive. Look at the damage already on that Kimmy, that Radium doing a lot of damage. Also, both Abhi and Apex as well. Already online now. This could spell trouble. I don't see this being a good sign. Who does the damage output come from in the side of Team IGN?
The Zask is actually behind, significantly behind, as compared to Abhi. If you just look at their gold, so Abhi actually has finished 2 items, and Zask meanwhile has only finished the glowing wand so far, which is
Another team fight in the bottom lane. Kimmy going in. Does get the ultimate down as well. Go to there to help out. It could be a turnaround. Radium barely managed to survive. Look at that sustenance coming in. But Radium going down. Abhi barely managed to survive. Now in the back foot could go down. Look at that. Terrified anti-bear not able to go in. But it is actually Link going in. Does get Witch, but those go down to Respect, giving him stacks, 17 stacks on him now. Apex needs to be careful. Coming from behind is Aaron, and they do get the kill. ABMJ is does die eventually. Yeah,
he almost killed Respect.
Oh my God, that Khalid.
Oh, Aaron actually manages to escape with a sliver of his HP.
Damn, man, that Khalid is a menace. Irritating as well is what I'm going to say.
Exactly. Yes. But so is that Gatot Kacha actually.
Yeah,
Anti on this Gatot Kacha. I mean, I don't know if I saw it right, but I think even when he was trapped inside the Mincithar ult, he was able to actually ult out. So if that is the case, you can't really just manage him. He can actually soak up the damage inside of the King's Calling and then just Avatar of Guardian out of the King's Calling whenever he wants to.
Yeah, he does have the revitalize as well to take a lot of punishment. Look at that, him going aggressive again, catching
Yep.
out Apex,
Oh,
and a
and
jump coming in from Kimi as well. It could be Apex who's going down,
there's
needs to be
the,
careful. But
yep, there's
anti,
the Avatar of the Guardian. And Respect actually going for Radium but doesn't manage to find it. There's Jay in the back line trying to get to Aaron. Oh, and he does manage to
oh,
get. Oh, but Aaron has to flicker out. And Jay is in a sticky spot. Ooh, however, Avi actually goes in to save him, but a slight bit too late.
yeah, look at that damage already on Obi as well, dishing out a considerable amount of damage. They need to be careful now. Obi
Yep.
does have the Wishing Lantern as well, so that is a lot
Yep.
of damage on the side of Team ABM.
He's doing like, oh, Apex. Oh, but Kimmy managed to. Kimmy just whips that ult. Radium is still surviving. Oh, Anti. Anti actually manages to get the kill on the ring. That is crazy. And that, folks, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of the Godred Kacha. Right there. He
I thought he
managed
was going
to
to
stall a
win.
1v4 and actually walked out with a kill on the jungler of ABM.
Oh my god, that must be infuriating for the side of Team ABM.
And he didn't even pop the Revitalize, so he still has the Revitalize for this Lord fight.
The confidence on that man.
That is crazy. But I guess that is why he is such a prioritized hero in this meta right now.
Ah man, that was fun to watch. It has been pretty level. It is still level. A goal lead of 2k on the side of Team ABM. Radium, the top honor currently, with just one item left to his lot.
Yep. However, unfortunately, I need to point out the Smintithar bet is not working out for Apex and ABM.
Yeah, I did not know you could counter the Minstar with a Gotot. Did you?
No, and I think it's also Kimmy on the Kufra. So, like anytime Apex gets a really nice King's Calling, Kimmy just goes in with the Tyrant's Revenge. And okay, there we. Oh, Valentina actually gets. Avi actually gets that Lord when Respect is not around. So Respect comes in, gets the Ogi Shadow kill.
Oh my god.
And Anti once again almost takes down Radium, but this time Ryu actually manages to get that kill, and Ryu gets another kill on the Hayabusa, and that is a definitive teamfight win for ABM. So
Yeah, they could end this as well. Look at that
Yep.
Lord coming up.
Only
Oh my
Kimmy-
god, that is a good pull.
only Kimmy remaining, and he misses his ult, and yes, that is it.
That is GG's. One team fight is all it took, guys. After all that hard work, it is Team EBM who secured the third round, making it 2 for their side, and Team Non-IGN have 1 under their belt. With that, we will be back soon, so stay tuned in this really fun match, might I add.
Yep. And I ended up kind of just eating my words because in that last fight, Apex on this Minsithar was actually massive. So he waited for all the skills, all the big skills to pop in from the IGN, not IGN side, and then he just put down the King's Calling after the big ults were used, and then managed to just win the team fight for his team.
Yeah, I think so. Abi was something that they did not fit into the equation, dishing out so much damage Radium this time coming online with a KDA of 415. A respectable KDA, I think so. Obi not dying a single time, and Apex did finally figure it out and does get the good ultimate down to help their team with the victory. What do you think went wrong for the side of Team IGN?
I think in that last fight, they were a little bit overzealous with their skills, right? So the Avatar of the Guardian from Anti, the Tyrant's Revenge from Kimmy, the Dominator's Descent, all of it kind of just popped off just to zone out the Lord. Meanwhile, Respect on the Hayabusa was nowhere near that Lord pit. So ABM were able to actually secure that Lord for themselves. And then in the ensuing team fights, because Not IGN had already used their skills to actually prevent ABM from getting that Lord, they didn't have any damage or they didn't have any skills remaining in order to actually fight back. And that, I think, turned out to be the deciding factor of the game.
Slain an enemy.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Target on the move. Prepare to engage.
May the Force be with you.
I will do what I must.
A darkness plagues this world, unseen by mortal eyes. People prayed to the Immortal One to safeguard the sanctity of peace.
The ceremony's starting! It's Suyo! It's Suyo!
I bear this mask, for this duty is mine alone.
What is this? Is the ceremony over?
Mommy, I'm scared.
What is that?
Let's get out of here!
Let's get out of here! Let's get out of here!
In their hearts, fear festers into darkness. But deep within, there is hope to crush that fear.
Okay, this is game 4 of Not IGN versus ABM, and we are currently at 1-2. So Not IGN with 1 win, and ABM at game point with 2 wins. So this is a best of 5, and the next win for ABM is going to wrap up the series for them, whereas the next win for Not IGN is actually going to take us to a game 5, a decider game. What do you think about the game so far, Gig?
Yeah, game 1 and 2 were very, let's say, there was a lot of bloodshed. Game 2 was very calm, but it ended in an instant, is what I feel. There wasn't a lot to it, just one team fight that went wrong for Team IGN, and things ended sadly for their side. So let's see how this one goes.
Yep. I think Not IGN definitely had a very good game. They had stabilized and they had a great late game as well. But as you said, one unfortunate team fight, especially around the Lord, an objective as important as the Lord, is all it took. And we see a similar kind of banning pattern from both teams across this whole series. A lot of EXP laners getting banned. It will be interesting to see if ABM chooses to ban the Edith and the Gatotkacha this time around.
Yeah, the Xborg is getting banned out. This has been the fourth consecutive ban I feel for the Xborg.
Yep. Oh, the Phobius and the Ruby. So I guess ABM is going to leave one of Gatotkacha or the Edith open for Anti to pick up.
Magic is my life.
And this time, Not IGN actually ban out the Harith. So forcing Radium to go on to something else this time around.
Who said there are no
The
shortcuts
chip.
Oh,
in
and the
life?
chip.
I literally
Yep, no, that
invented
makes
one.
sense. That makes sense. So I guess ABM want to pick up both the Edith or the Gatotkacha as well as the Khalid. I think
What are
giving,
the
yeah, I don't think giving those heroes is I mean, when we were in this kind of same situation in game 2, not IGN actually opted for Chip first and then the Edith, but this time looks like they're actually going with the Khalid this time around.
Yeah,
So
that's
we have
annoying
Jay
now.
coming back. I think we have a swap on the um ABM team once again. So
My
last
kiss
game, oh no,
grants
Jay
you
was in the EXP,
immortality
so he went
or
from the
death.
jungle to the EXP, and Ryu is still there as the jungler.
Yeah, and it seems like they might go for the Yuzong. We haven't seen a lot of Yuzong. It would be fun to watch that Radium going on that Alice again, and they seem like they want to make that Alice work.
Yep. This time the Alice is stolen actually from Aaron the
Always on
Creator.
the way.
And oh, the Mathilda for Apex. That's a good pick. That's a great pick. I really like that Mathilda pick actually.
Yeah, Radium is going to have a lot of mobility now. I think so. That is a level of mobility that I think so. I would fear with any enemy. To be honest, let it
Exactly.
be it a tank as well, but with an Alice giving that with an Matilda having so much mobility, I think so. Now they are going to have a lot of fun with that hero.
出番だよ。
Yep. And oh, the Aurora is actually open this time, and Vivitch, despite the Zask being open, actually opts for the Aurora this time around, which is a good pick into the Alice actually.
Yeah, the Aurora has been very good for the mage role, especially with the freezes helping the team fights. I think so does have a very high win rate in our tournament as well. So I think so that is a no-brainer. I think so. I too would take the Aurora over the Zask.
Yeah, I actually like the Aurora as well. So it actually prevents ABM from actually going the Zask as well, and oh, they go the Furano. So yeah, this is a exact opposite kind of draft from last game. So instead of fighting in a zone, that they went for in the last couple of games. This time they're happy to bring the fight anywhere that IGN wants to fight with this draft.
Oh my god, that is an interesting draft.
And
Where
the
does
Antilla is banned this
Farmis
time
go?
around.
10
So
Where
years.
does
no jungler pick or ban by
I am
both teams so
vengeance
far. Actually, just just respect on the alpha has been picked, but I don't think ABM wants to go a tanky jungle, especially
Let
with.
them play the hero.
And okay, the Yuzong is banned based on the hover from Jay a while ago.
Yeah, the Mincit are still open for the taking. Could they use the Mincitar?
I don't think so, because with the Mathilda, you don't want to fight in a zone, right? You want to fight anywhere you want. That's the purpose of the Mathilda. But with the Mincithar, especially with the King's Calling, you want to just fight in a particular zone.
We'll lose everything
And
in the
okay,
wind.
so Ryu goes back on the Ling. He was very impressive on the Ling, especially in the last fight. He managed to actually get, I think, a triple kill.
And we can see a marksman this time. We
Yep.
haven't seen a lot of dedicated marksmen coming. We have seen the Lunox and the Harith going in the gold lane. So I think so.
Yeah.
Strange as it may sound, having a dedicated marksman is refreshing to see.
I think they could actually go the Lunox this game as well, because I mean ABM is not going for a marksman either. They're going for the Alice in the gold lane, right? So a Lunox can definitely work for not IGN. Oh, and a Kaja. That is an amazing pick by Kimmy.
Yeah, I think so. Going to work very well. He can latch on to anyone's. I'd say actually could latch onto the Matilda as well if she does try to overstep her boundaries. The risky play now is going to be super risky for the side of Team ABM.
Yep. However, it is a Faramis on the other side, and I think Mathilda has an interaction where if she is midair for ult, the circling eagle, the Kaja ult does not actually go through. So the divine judgment does not go through. So it is a very interesting kind of draft coming in from not IGN. Whose draft do you prefer? Like me personally, I think ABM's draft looks much more solid this time around.
Oh, it is hard to pick from. I am scared for the Beatrix because of the presence of the Ling and the Matilda combo, which is going to
Yeah.
be fatal.
As
If
well as the Gatot
Beatrix,
Kacha and the Alice.
yeah, I
He only
see
has so many
Beatrix.
dashes, right?
Yeah, I see Beatrix having a very difficult game. But with the Aurora present, things could change. So I'm not gonna say Team IGN are out of this completely, but they do need a lot of luck to win this game out as well.
Yep. I think like it just comes down to execution, right? Like at this level of the game, the draft does make a lot of difference, but at the same time, I mean, if every game was just played on paper, we wouldn't be playing this game and enjoying this game and watching these games, right? So once again, we have not IGN fighting a deficit of 2-1 and ABM on a match point. So if ABM and Anti is actually getting started with that invade, however, they do move out, and Ryu should be able to pick up this blue buff without much trouble.
Look at that anti doing so much damage as the sustenance as well to keep going back and back at them.
Exactly. Khalid with that early game damage. Ooh, however, Kimmy is in a tight spot. Does have his flicker and does not have to use it.
Look at that. Both teams are playing it very risky. Barely managing to survive his Apex, but Khalid
Ooh.
there.
Yep.
But the
Anti
recall
not
cancelled.
Anti not giving them an easy recall.
Yeah, the Lito coming to play, giving them the vision this time to survive that out.
Okay, over at the goal lane, it is fairly stable. I think this game, Radium on the Alice does have the advantage over the Beatrix, especially before level 4, I think. But even after level 4, I think Alice should have a slight advantage over the Beatrix.
Yeah, Toto is started up and an easy Toto, I'd say, for the side of Team Nor IGN. Currently, both teams very level.
Yep. There was no contest by ABM, was there?
Nope. No
I guess
resistance at all.
Avi was not level 4 yet somehow. How is he not level 4 yet? Did he miss a wave somewhere?
Yeah, it seems like there is something wrong with Obi because he doesn't have the room boot as well. So yeah, and he does get pulled back. The weak link is found and taken care of. Look at that Andy going in deep. Ryu now forced to back off from his own buff and jungle. Apex trying to make a contest out of this. Jay joining in as well.
Oh, but Ryu actually managed to secure that blue buff. And Apex goes in on respect. But I think they're disengaging at this point. Oh, and over at top lane, Aaron the Creator is actually managing to win out this lane through some macro gameplay. Just staying under his base and just freezing the wave. Okay. Is helping. Oh, but Radium does go in, forces the flicker out. There's Ryu. And Ryu actually manages to... I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Ryu actually... Wow. Okay, so Kimmy finally has his ult but does not manage to get that kill. And okay, Vivitch with the flicker play, but that did not work out. And yep, that is a 1-0 for ABM over in the top lane.
And Jay did take a lot of gold as well as it seems like does take cut the quick wave as well. Khalid surfing into his lane to save his lane. But in the top we see a fight already near the total pit and it might be Respect who's going to go down to the lane or be taking the credit for the kill instead. Kimi needs to be careful, low on health, but does manage to get out of it this time. But it could be a mid lane that is about to go down.
And it should be a free turtle for ABM. Anti is in a good position to actually disrupt, and Ryu does not have his ultimate, so it should be possible for... Yep, and there's the flicker play, and wow, Anti manages to actually get that kill, and not IGN managed to get the turtle, despite looking like a very grim situation. And they get a 3-for-0 and the blue buff to just top it up.
Damn, that was totally unexpected, at least for me. I don't know about you guys, but what on earth was that?
That was an amazing play by Anti. I mean, I think we kind of saw it coming. I'm surprised that ABM did not, unfortunately. It was a Khalid with the ultimate and the flicker possibly available, and Ryu did not actually have his Tempest of Blades because he used it to get that kill on respect.
Radium needs to be careful. It does have the flow this time to get out of that situation, but there was a hint that they wanted to get a kill on Radium on the top lane.
Yeah, and Kimmy is actually doing very well on this Kaga so far.
Ooh, they are lacking the team fight. You know, they are kind of not gelling well with each other. They did win out that total fight, but previously they were not gelling as well as I think so we expected them to. Which team do you think does better in the mid game?
I would have to say it's actually not IGN because Anti on this Khalid looks to be an absolute menace this game. He actually won that 1v1 against the Ling, even forcing the Ling to use the Tempest of Blade. And not IGN know this, and they actually went in for the invade this time around, and they managed to actually secure that.
As well, and it is Obi who goes down, Aaron getting the credit for the kill, and it's maybe Radium who needs to be careful. The ultimate used enough to bring down Radium, but Anti, look at that, still there, still going strong, but does eventually go down to Apex, but the mid lane turret might go down as well. Wow, that was an exchange, wasn't it? But Ryu, being sneaky, is going to take the top lane turret, but IGN
He's going to get that trade, I think.
That is a lot of damage on Aaron.
Yep, I think Aaron has come online, and yes, he does have like 1,000 over the Alice, so the Kaja Beatrix combo can do a lot of damage, unfortunately, for ABM, so they need to be careful about it.
The score is 2-1.
And they're going for Radium. Unfortunately, Radium actually manages to... Okay, so IGN looking to disengage ABM but to fight it, but it turns out to not be a fight at all.
They need to be careful. They are getting their turret stolen. It could look at Anti again, but this time Jay does have an answer with the same amount of lifesteal.
Yep, and I think so. Anti seems to have completed the Thunderbelt and the Oracle. So once he finishes that Winter Crown, that's his core items done. So he can kind of make that quick Sand Guard and Winter Crown play. Make sure that he survives. Make sure that no CC actually disrupts his healing from the quick Sand Guard.
Yeah, Jay also is going for a sustained build with that concentrated energy and the Thunderbelt now to his name. Was that an ultimate used for a jungle creep? Oh my god, and a pull as well! Are you going down? Jay left there looking. But a team fight could ensue in the Lord Pit. Radium does get the turret in the bottom lane. It is Anti who is down there. What a fight brewing in the top lane, and it is Apex who almost goes down, uses the ultimate to get out of that situation. Jay doing a lot of damage, look at that, and does have the sustain to help himself out as well.
Coming in, but does not manage. Oh, but they do push not IGN outside of the Lord Pit, buying enough time for Ryu to actually come back. And Radium is in a bit of a tight spot, but manages to escape. Kimmy is resetting, and I think Kimmy does not have his ult yet, but it should be back by the time that these two teams fight for that turtle once again.
The Lord is now going to be contested. Look at that positioning come from ABM, and it seems like they have been found out. Team IGN do know what to expect.
Look at that positioning from Kimmy. I mean, he does have Divine Judgment back, so it will be interesting to see who he gets. I mean, one interesting thing that I've noted is that even though the Faramis actually counters the Kaja, Kimmy has been going for that Faramis on the ultimate, and this time actually goes for the Gadu Kaja, which was not a good play, and that is a team fight win for ABM. They managed to get 3 people.
Going for kills, and it could be Anti going down as well. The last one standing does serve his way out of that.
They should be going for the Lord. Yep, and they do. So
seems like we will stay back to clear the lane, try to push it as much as possible.
Yep, and I think Apex Kimmy using that ultimate on the Divine Judgment on the Garut Kacha was a bit of a faux pas. So he really should not have, because I mean the Faramis, Avi on this Faramis was very close by. and he just popped the he just popped the Nether Realm, saved Jay from actually dying in that exchange, and then Jay was able to actually do a little bit of damage, CC, respect as well as anti, and then just run with his ultimate, the Avatar of Guardian.
Yeah, look at Jay. That is very aggressive. No space for Aaron to actually completely defend. They do eventually defend it, but that was very brave coming from Jay. There is a lot of sustain on him. They need an anti-life ASAP, or this is not going to be good for them. Look at that jump again. Jay is so aggressive.
Yeah, he's feeling really good about himself, and
And the tier 2 turrets fall, all two tier 2 turrets down for the side of team IGN. No IGN. The Aurora does seem to have the growing wand, but they are not given the space to actually make plays.
yep. And I think the Khalid actually, Anti actually picked up the Sea Halberd as well, but I mean, he is doing a lot of damage to the ABM team. He is the front line and he has been getting his skills out, but
Oh, Retribution missed as well as the blue goes to the side of team ABM. Ryu this time does manage to get the blue as well on the other side. That is a gold difference of 1k now, which could snowball slowly as team IGN seem to be struggling a lot.
absolutely. And I mean, they do have some hopes in the form of Vivitch as well as Aaron the Creator, because one wombo combo is all that not IGN needs, and looks like with the
Ooh, that is a pull, and it's Abby who goes down first. Not a good look. Rajin does get out of it, but it is a disengage as they need to defend their base now.
Yep, and that is exactly what I'm talking about, right? Like, Kimi needs to find the Faramis or Ryu on this lane first, because if and Avi is actually already back. But what I mean is, like, if you get the Faramis, you get the Netherrealm out of the equation, right? And because of that, you don't really have that risk of the enemy surviving. And oh, Jay and Avi having a 1v1 up top lane.
But the Lord now is being contested without the Gotot. I don't know how good Team ABM will do, but now he is coming back, and the ultimate already used by the Matilda. No actual damage done. Jay now into the fight, but they do get Aaron. That is a big kill. And again, another jump as Radium does go down this time to respect the passive used by Witch, but does go down eventually to Jay. A lot of damage on him as well as sustenance, but they are still in the game. Anti trying to change things around, and now it is Kimi stuck between his teammates. Does he have the mobility to get out of it? Yup, it seems like he can. He might.
Ryu is chasing. It is a 3-for-3, so it was a 2-for-2 trade, and no one actually got the turtle or the Lord. However, it does look like the minions actually took the top inhibitor turret for ABM on the side of not IGN while that fight was going on. So that is the opposite lane of the Lord, and that is a lane that is going to give the advantage for this Lord fight for ABM.
That was a big loss. The inhibitor turret going down is going to put a lot of pressure on them. They could have their core stolen as well. That is a possibility, and we have seen that happen before in the tournaments as well. This time, look at that. Kimi could catch someone. Does catch Apex, but it seems like he is not going to pull him out. Gotot trying to push the lane solo by himself, and he left all alone to defend.
Yeah, I guess It's because Jay can actually enter the fight with that Avatar of Guardian much easier than Jay. Okay, so they're actually going for Kimmy, and Kimmy managed to actually survive.
Ooh, Arrow now in deep trouble, which going down, and Kimi as well. This is
So
not going well.
Ryu gets 2 kills. There's the Avatar of Guardian coming in from Jay. The Winter Crown is popped by Respect, but that does not save him. And oh, another Winter Crown by Anti, but that does not save him as well. And I think this is it, right? This
Yeah.
should be game. So ABM, ladies and gentlemen, is your first finalist for the Prime Fusion Championship. Taken out, not IGN, 3-1 in the semifinals.
And yeah, a cool performance with that freeze as well to end the game as they move on to the finals in this Prime Championship. India winning 3 in this best of 5, losing one single game against Team IGN, who were, I think so, very good as well in this match. There is no lower bracket. They are out of this tournament. I think so. They will fight for a third place, with the losers in for the third place. But I think so. Yeah, that is the end of the journey. Team EBM, the first finalist of our Prime Championship India, and that was fun to watch, wasn't it, Z?
Yep, it was. It was a very high level gameplay from both sides. And it looked like today, ABM looked to be the better team. IGN did have their moments. They did show, especially in the game 4, like it did look like they had the losing draft, but they managed to play this draft very well. Especially Kimmy on this Kaja, just getting that divine judgment on Abhi and forcing ABM to actually fight without the Nether Realm. It was a very well played kind of fights, but ultimately the macro advantages that ABM were able to rack up throughout the process of the game ended up
And guys,
winning them the game.
tomorrow we have another semi-final match. Team Meow Meow Gang versus Neon Genesis fight for their place in the finals of this Prime Championship India. And with that, I think so. We are going to sign out. This is your caster Geek Hazard and Z signing out. But I think so. Do you have anything to say to the viewers, Z?
No, I think thank you very much for joining us, guys. I saw that we had like 120 concurrent viewers during the game 4, which is a massive shout out to everyone watching, and hope you enjoyed as much as we did.
Yeah, guys, and thank you for coming in and watching our stream. With that, this is Geek Hazard and Z signing out for tonight.